Keeper for a Cure, and welcome to 10 Questions with a Pro. Today's guest is Matt Bersano. Matt is an American soccer player who currently plays for San Jose Earthquakes in the Major League Soccer. After spending his youth career with Real Salt Lake at AZ Academy, Matt began his college career at Oregon State University. He made a total of 45 appearances and record 13 clean sheets for the Beavers before transferring to Penn State University in 2015. Matt signed with the Major League Soccer side San Jose Earthquakes on March 13th, 2017. Now, Matt is my guest on 10 Questions with a Pro. Matt, thank you for taking time to chat with me and supporting Keeper for a Cure. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me on. You've had a pretty quality group of people so far, so it's an honor to be here.
Yeah, it's an honor to have you on the show. I appreciate your time.
Cool.
All right, Matt, are you ready to jump into these questions?
Let's do it.
Why did you become a goalie?
To be completely honest, I have no idea. I don't know. I know it's crazy, right? I don't know what it was. I wasn't the biggest guy. I wasn't the smallest either. I just kind of, I guess, started with the position and I loved it. And I started at about 8 years old. I started playing soccer at about 3, 4-ish, but I started playing goalkeeper at about 8, and I just loved it from then on.
Yeah, you're not small or tall. You're just like the good height for a goalkeeper.
Yeah, I enjoy it. It's I'm not too big to be able to have kind of good feet and stuff like that, but I'm also not too short to where I feel like I'm restricted anyway. It's a good spot to be, no doubt, but sometimes you do wish you had a bit more of the inches, like one of my friends, Tyler Miller, you've interviewed before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What motivates you to keep training hard to maintain being a professional goalkeeper?
I think the simplest answer for that one is that it's kind of what I've always wanted to do. And at this point, when I've been doing it for 5 years professionally, I just really enjoy the lifestyle. I enjoy kind of how specific it is, how personal being a goalkeeper is, especially as a part of a team. I mean, there's 3 or 4 on a team, maybe max. Usually one plays, 1 to 2 maybe in a season. And so there's just so many intricate details of being a goalkeeper that I absolutely love it. And as of today, I don't see myself doing anything else.
Yeah, because sometimes soccer players don't get enough credit as they should. Because in school the other day, my teacher was like, "What do you like to do when you're stressed?" And I was like, "I like to watch soccer games." She was like, "You like to watch people kick a ball around?" There's more to it than just watching people kick a ball around. There's all the tiny details you watch people do, how they pass, how they shoot, how their catching technique is. There's more to it than just kicking a ball around.
Oh, and in the same exact aspect, my girlfriend, who I've been dating for 2 years, she's an architect, and you could look at a building and you could see walls, or you can see what she sees. It's the same idea. It's such an intricate sport, and I just absolutely love it.
It's very unique. Goalkeepers are very unique in their own way because you're the only player who can use their
Hmm.
hands.
It's definitely different, and it's almost changed since when I first started playing. And it sounds crazy and it makes me sound old, but it's a completely different goalkeeping than what it was 10, 15 years ago, and I'm excited to see what it's going to be soon.
Yeah. What steps help you to achieve the ability to become a professional level goalkeeper?
I think a couple decisions that I made in my early career. I think I always felt that this was something that I could reach. I could reach this level of goalkeeping. So from a young age, I was a bit more driven than my friends. I had a bit more intent with the way I practiced. If I went out there, I didn't just. You obviously have your times where you go and just have fun with your friends, but for the
Mhm.
most part, if it was an opportunity to get better, I was going to try to take it serious, and I was going to try to kind of give everything, because I think just the one aspect we can control, because sometimes you can't control everything in goalkeeping. The aspect you can't control is just how much you give. And so I've just made it kind of a staple of my career to just kind of give everything I got every time I'm out there.
Sometimes, yeah, you're right. Because sometimes practice can be hard because you want to go goof around with your friends, but you got to take it serious 110% every day, every practice, every game. If
Oh
you're
yeah,
not
you
taking it serious, you can't get to the next level. But if you're good, see, there's a difference. If you're good and you take stuff serious, you're going to go to the next level. But if you're serious, but you goof around at practice and stuff, but you're good, you're not going to go to the next level because you got to be more coachable to go to the next level.
For sure. You put a cap at kind of like you can, talent has limits and you could be the best player on your team, but if you don't take stuff seriously at the right time, sometimes it just doesn't work out. And
Mhm.
I feel like that's something that there's kind of no one else to blame in that scenario. It's definitely on you.
Yeah, 100%.
Hmm.
What sacrifices did you make through your life to be able to become a professional?
I think kind of like what we had just discussed from an early age. I mean, you enjoy your time. I always was hanging out with friends, always doing stuff like that, but kind of making responsible decisions. You always have to value your career, your brand, your image, and ways that the decisions you make can impact that. And so for myself, just some of the sacrifices. I mean, I haven't lived home in. I'm 28 years old. I haven't lived home in 11 years. So I haven't lived in Arizona with or near my family in 11 years. It's kind of crazy, but I kind of wouldn't imagine it any other way because over the past 11 years, I've got to live in 5 or 6 states and played soccer everywhere. So I'm just super thankful for that time. But you definitely do miss out on a lot, especially as you get older. You miss out on weddings. Weddings is the thing. I have missed so many weddings in the last few years, which is just such a weird thing. But it's if you get married between January and the start of November, I likely won't be able to go. So it's just kind of how it goes.
Yeah, those tiny decisions. If you move away, it's going to be hard because it depends if you want to go to that game or if you want to go to your friend's birthday
Hmm.
party, if you live in a different state, or if you live at least like an hour or two away. It's those tiny decisions that will determine a lot.
Oh yeah, and even in college, when I was at Oregon State, it was only about maybe a 2 hour flight to get back to Arizona. But if you only had 2 days off and you've been training so hard, sometimes getting to the airport and then doing the flying back and then enjoying the time with your friend, it's just exhausting. And it was one of those where maybe going home on every chance you had, you kind of couldn't do it. You kind of just had to focus on the sport if that's something you wanted to do. Or you can enjoy the time in college with your friends. There's entirely, there's no wrong decision there. It's just kind of up to you.
Like I said, you got to take you
Hmm.
either want to take it serious or you just want to play for fun. The
Hmm.
kids who take it serious are going to go to the next level. The kids who want to have fun, they still might go to the next level, but if they don't take it serious, they're going to go down and down and down.
Yeah, it's just a short career if you don't take advantage of those opportunities.
Yeah, because there's a different level between the good players. So when you're good and you're serious, you get up, and when you're good but you don't take it serious, you go farther down, and then you get drafted to like an even worse team than you were on.
Yeah, it's tough.
If you weren't a professional goalie, what else would you be?
I don't really know. I'm kind of I enjoy learning. I enjoy right now I'm currently in doing my MBA, my master's in business administration through our partner at the MLS, and I just like learning about this new stuff. I mean, I always felt I'd be related in real estate in one way or another, and then through playing every day, I've actually kind of got into real estate a bit while I've been in here. So I think I could always see myself as a realtor or something like that, but I haven't really put too much thought into it yet. It's more about what I can do while I'm playing because you can't play forever, so you kind of want to enjoy it. But I do when I'm done. I would love to be a soccer, maybe a goalkeeper coach as well, or even in the front office for a professional like
Yeah.
organization. Mhm.
Soccer is number one priority for me. It's school and soccer.
Hmm.
So as soon as we're done with school, we got to go straight to soccer. But I also like learning. Like there's some kids
Yeah.
I know who just don't like school one bit. I mean, I don't really like school, but I like math and all those things.
Yeah, and I had read that you said that at one point you do want to become a coach as well, and
Mhm.
there's such a importance to learning the game of soccer while you're playing. Just like you said earlier, it's not as simple as watching someone run around and kick a ball. There's a way more. There's so many tactics and other things that you can advance your knowledge while you're playing to help your post career and make it so you can have fun and be prepared as a coach as well.
Yeah, because I feel like growing up and you become a coach, it's probably going to be easier for yourself because when you grow up as goalkeepers, you got to command where your players are. And on the sidelines as a coach, you got to tell where your players should be on like corner kicks and stuff.
Hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of communication, and those are
Hmm.
skills that you can just get better with the more and more that you do it.
Yeah, they're easy skills, and they're easy, but once you learn them more and more, they get easier and easier.
Hmm. Definitely.
What have you done on the field and off the field that you're most proud of?
Um, I would say that I've been able to do a lot of things around the community around here, which has been pretty fun. And for that, I 100% thank playing my first year out in Seattle and then playing 4 years here now in San Jose and then working some with Reno as well. When clubs take their community seriously and have a good setup there, it's pretty easy for us to get out there into the community and do things, whether it's volunteering to go to some schools and talk with the kids or being a part of stuff related to hospitals and helping and definitely linking up. My time in Seattle, I connected with a foundation called the Austin Everett Foundation, which is about helping giving money towards the children fighting cancer, and it's a fantastic organization. And I've worked with a woman named June from Austin Everett, and it's just been so much fun to connect with these things that not that everybody couldn't do, but we just have such a good platform and they have such a good backing at these clubs to just get out there. And I've had a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah, well, you gotta love it because you get once it's oh my gosh, I can't even talk. It's fun when you get to help out kids. I mean, I help out women and stuff, but it
Hmm.
still can be young like, teenagers. It's still you want to help out people. It doesn't matter their age or anything. You still want to help them out.
Yeah, and it's not always, sometimes it's donating your time, sometimes it's donating money. For myself, I've donated my hair 4 times. So I've grown my hair really long and then I've donated it to Pantene Pro V Beautiful Locks for women fighting breast cancer. And then I think my hair is really long right now. I think at some point when I cut this, it'll go to wigs for kids as well. So it's just that idea of we are in a good position as professional athletes. Even in when I was in college and stuff, you as an athlete, you kind of have that responsibility and you have that brand image and you want to put out doing good. You want to do good. And so what can you do in your
Yeah,
immediate time? And that's been some of the stuff that I've been very thankful for working with these two clubs.
that's awesome. I
Hmm.
I really appreciate people who love helping out.
Yeah, no, I'm thankful. My family raised me in a good way to kind of give what we can to try to help people.
Yeah. What goalies or soccer players inspired you to want to be a professional?
I would say always growing up, I was a big fan of Real Madrid, and so I loved Iker Casillas. We were similar height as well. Once I started to kind of get a little bit older, we had become similar heights. He's not the biggest goalkeeper in the world, but he's definitely not the smallest. And then when I was with Real Salt Lake, starting my first time training with the professional team was in 2010. And Nick Ramondo was awesome to watch. He was awesome to train with. He was a fantastic role model, and I got lucky to have trained with him 2010, 2011, and then again I think in 2012, 12 or 13, one of those two. And just seeing him periodically and seeing him just dominate as just a great goalkeeper and a good leader for that Real Salt Lake team. That was a lot of fun to watch, and that definitely was able to take some things away from his game.
Yeah, when I first got on, I looked at you and I was like, I'm interviewing Benzema.
Yeah, it's not far off. I got Benzema. I used to actually have dreadlocks, and everyone called me Kyle because of Kyle Beckerman back in the day at Real Salt Lake. I don't know. Yeah, and so it's been fun to be associated with some of these teams, and being a Real Madrid fan over the last few
Yeah.
years has been a lot of fun for sure.
I like Real Madrid. They're not my favorite team, but they're
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, they're fun to watch, man. And the Champions League, I'm so thankful for the Champions
Yeah.
League. It's such a fun competition.
It's fun to watch too.
Hmm. Yeah. Do you have real quick? Do you have any favorites or professional goalkeepers?
My favorite goalkeeper?
Yeah.
Probably Zach Steffen, Andre Blake, and Tyler Miller.
Nice. And you got to interview Tyler. Have you interviewed Zach yet?
We're about to.
Cool, man. Awesome. That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. What are your favorite gloves to wear in net and why?
I've been with West Coast for the last 5 years. West Coast, I wouldn't have signed with them if they weren't my favorite, to be honest. I love them. They were located out of Seattle when I was in Seattle in 2016, and I went to their warehouse, tried on a couple, I met their owner Sean, took a few home, and I got to basically just try them, and if I liked them, I could sign with them. And then by like day three, I was like, these are awesome. These are great
Yeah.
gloves. And so, yeah, I've been a fan of West Coast the whole time I've been playing professionally. I grew up playing with Nike, but that was always just because our schools were sponsored by Nike and everything.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely a West Coast. I prefer I believe it was the cancer awareness last year. I think they're called the Honors.
Are they the gray ones or the black ones?
The gray and pink Helix Honors. Those are my favorite.
Yeah, I know those ones.
Yeah, those are my favorite. I got 10 pairs here just waiting for me whenever. Yeah, I love them.
I got my third pair of West Coast. They came in today. Since I'm starting Keeper for Akira in October, starting up, we got the black and pink Lagunas, and they have Keeper for Akira on the wrist straps.
Oh, awesome. Nice. Did they do the Keep for the Cure in the little spot or whatever, where they got the words in the middle of it on the back of the wrist?
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
I meant, yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
But do you like the finger protectors?
I actually do not, but so when I was younger, I wore the finger saves until I was about 12 or 13. And then I did break a couple fingers when I took them out. And so back in the day, I remember I had Adidas ones or something growing up, and I took the finger saves out. And then I remember breaking a couple fingers. And then when I became a pro, I had trained with Stephen Fry, and he had taught me how to kind of tape my fingers up better. And so I don't use finger saves or anything, but I do tape all of my fingers every day when I train.
Yeah, I've tried wrist tape, so like you don't get the marks on your wrist from your gloves.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel comfortable for me. I don't really like it. I understand like the finger savers, so like your finger doesn't like bend back all the way. I understand that, but I'm not a big finger savers too. You can't like move your hands. Your hands are like stuck like this.
It's tough. Yeah, they don't like bend forward. Yeah.
No.
But I will say, when you are a younger goalkeeper, when the pace of the shot is at about the same speed as your hand strength and stuff, it's kind of okay to just wear the finger saves. But when you get a little bit older, that's when the taping and stuff is preventative, because I think once you hit about 15, 16, guys are hitting the ball pretty hard.
Yeah.
And when that happens, sometimes you kind of got to transition, and either maybe you wear the finger saves or maybe you tape a finger or something like that. But that's when, because like especially at the professional level, we take so many shots every single day that like just I tape my fingers specifically so I don't break them, because I have a little broken one in the middle right there. You see how crooked that is? Yeah, that was 14 years ago maybe I broke that. So it stays with you.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, definitely. But no, it's just preventative. That's what it is.
Is there a save that you made that sticks out in your mind?
So I have kind of two, and they're very similar stories. So neither of them counted, which is the worst. But first one was when I was in 2018, and we played against Manchester United, and we were scrimmaging them, and I played the second half, and it was in front of like 33,000 people at the San Francisco 49ers Stadium. It was pretty awesome. A guy got put in on a breakaway, and he was offside, but he tried to scoop it over me and just read him like a book. And in front of everybody, he tried to scoop it over me, and I just full extension jump, just caught it at the highest peak, and was just like came down, threw the ball down, and then hit a good free kick. And it was just one of those like. It didn't count because obviously it was offside, but it was a pretty fun opportunity because we ended up holding a shutout against Manchester United. So what a cool experience. Yeah. And then the second one would be in the same year. It was a playoff game against Orange County when I had been on loan with Reno. And there was a kind of through ball that went in, and a ball got just cut back across the goal. And it's one of those saves that no one on the field expects you to make. It's kind of just a tap in on the back post. And right when it got past, I just kind of saw where it was going, went a little early, and just fully jumped out and saved it. Pushed it wide, jumped up, looked up, and the referee had the offside flag up. And so both times it didn't count, but there were so many memories from that. It was awesome.
Yeah. What advice would you give a young goalkeeper like me?
It's just right now, you take it seriously. You focus if this is something that you want to do with your life. You definitely put, like you said, school first, family, soccer. You do all those things together, but you just make sure you enjoy it, man. You got to. This is above everything else. It's a game, and so while it is 100% a lifestyle, and I can say that because I've been doing this for 5 years as a career, it's still a game. And if you're not having fun out there, then it's kind of frustrating to the point of what are we doing? So kind of finding those little things that you can, the little wins. I know being a goalkeeper can be tough, especially on the
Hmm.
mind sometimes, because you don't always win, and you don't always get a shutout. It's
Yeah.
a really, really big goal you play in. Our goal is 8 feet high and 24 feet wide, and I am 6 feet tall. So it's a
Huh.
big goal. It's a really big goal. And so it's kind of having fun, staying focused, and then just kind of taking the little bit of success that you get along the way, and enjoying the ride. I've had such a fun time, and I'm only in year 5. So this is pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
I'm excited because if soccer does end up working, I get to go to the pros.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any questions for me?
Uh, I am a little curious. So I had done some reading on you and stuff, and saw how you came up with the idea. One question I've had is what what do you use for Keeper for a Cure? Um, what have you done so far to kind of connect, like to kind of get this out? What has been the most exciting part about it along the way, and what's kind of been the most difficult?
Um, well, I'll start off with most successful.
Okay.
Most successful was probably just raising money in general.
Yeah.
$10, $5, $1. It all means a lot to me because even if it's $100, I'll probably cry. It just means a lot to me.
Yeah.
And then the down part is probably I had a few family members who had breast cancer, and
Okay.
one of them died from it. So that was probably like it meant a lot to me along the way raising money because I knew I didn't want anybody to else to have the experience that she had to go through.
Yeah. And so it's all kind of getting out there and trying to help out some of the people who might be going through it right now and whatnot.
Yeah.
And have you enjoyed the interview part?
Yeah, it's so much fun. I was only expecting like 3 pros to get back, and I was not expecting to interview Matt Turner.
Yeah, as because you're from Virginia, correct?
Yeah, we're Lynchburg, Virginia.
Okay, nice. And so you kind of get to
Um,
watch him a little
yeah,
bit on the East Coast and stuff.
yeah.
Okay.
Now do you have any other questions?
Now I'm just kind of what's your favorite part about the game so far? It's kind of my last question here. What do you love so much about being a goalkeeper?
Probably making good saves and distribution.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like punting and side volleying and goal kicks. Those are really fun for me.
Okay. Well, nice, man.
Yeah. Matt, thank you so much for coming on 10 Questions with a Pro. I'm really grateful for you taking time to chat. Remember to check out the show and all our other shows on our YouTube channel. We are also on Spotify and iTunes podcast. Just search Keeper for a Cure and remember to subscribe and like. This season, Keeper for a Cure campaign is raising money for the Phillips Cancer Center in Charlottesville, Virginia. To learn more about that campaign and Keeper for a Cure, please visit www.keeperforacure.com. I'm Brady Kruzowitz, and my guest was Matt Bersano. Thank you for tuning in to 10 Questions with Pro.